Okay, so for this project, I am going to be using my 5mm hook. So I'm using the Prim brand, so it is number 7. And then I'm also going to be using my medium weight 4 acrylic yarn for this. So since we are making a hat, we are going to be working in the round. So to start off, we're going to start with our magic circle. I always suggest using a magic circle for this, but if you want to do a chain up 4 and then slip stitch, you can go ahead and do that as well. But I always just use a magic circle. Now once you have your magic circle completed, you're going to start by chaining up 2. Now that chain up 2 doesn't count as any stitch or anything, it just counts as a placeholder. So once you have your chain up of 2, you are going to insert 12 double crochets into this magic ring. So for this project, we are going to be working with double crochet stitches. So again, remember that chain up 2 doesn't count as a stitch. So at the end of this round, you should have 12 double crochets plus the chain up of 2. Alright, so we are at the end of round 1. I've inserted my 12 double crochets, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull that short tail to close the ring and pull it tight. Now to close the ring, we are going to work into that chain up of 2 from the beginning. So we're going to insert our hook into that chain up of 2 and then insert a slip stitch to close the round. So that is the end of round 1. To start round 2, we are going to be increasing, so we're going to start with our chain up of 2. Again, that is just your placeholder. So into that first stitch where we just chain 2 from, you're going to enter your hook and insert 2 double crochets into that same space. And that is going to be the pattern for round 2. We're going to be inserting 2 double crochets in each stitch all the way around. So remember, in the beginning, in the first round, we had 12 double crochets. So at the end of this round, you should have 24 stitches. So once you reach the end of round 2, you should have inserted your last 2 double crochets into that last stitch. Again, you should have 24 double crochet stitches. So to close the round, you are going to insert your hook into the top of that chain up 2 from the beginning with a slip stitch, and that is how you close the round. And now we're done with round 2, so now it's time to begin round 3. So for round 3, like we did before, we're going to start with the chain up of 2. Again, that is a placeholder, it is not a stitch. And the pattern for this round is going to be 1 double crochet into the first stitch, and then it's going to be 2 double crochets into the next space, and then you're going to alternate doing that back and forth. So it's going to be 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets. So we inserted our first double crochet. So now into this next space, I'm going to insert 2 double crochets. And then in that next stitch now, I'm only going to insert 1 double crochet. And then in the next stitch is going to be 2 double crochets. So you're going to keep repeating that back and forth, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, and you're going to do that all the way around. And on that last stitch, you should always end with an increase, so it should be 2 double crochets into that last stitch, and that is how you know you are counting correctly. So keep doing that back and forth until you reach the end of this round. As we end round 3, I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 2 from the beginning. Sorry, not 3. So then once I've slip stitch, I'm going to chain up of 2, and I'm just going to keep doing that every round, chaining up 2. So once I have my chain up of 2, we're now going to start working on round 4. So the pattern for this round is going to be 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets. So I've inserted my first double crochet into that first stitch, and then into the next stitch, sorry I'm a little bit out of frame, but into that next stitch I'm going to insert 1 double crochet again, and then into that third stitch I'm going to insert 2 double crochets. So again, it's 1, 1, 2. So in the next 2 stitches, I'm only going to insert 1 double crochet. And then in that third stitch, I'm going to insert 2 double crochets. And you're going to repeat that around for round 4. As we come to the end of round 4, this is what your work should be looking like. It should still be flat. If by this point yours is curling up somehow, that means you may have increased a little bit too much. So just rewind and then just see where you went wrong. So to close the round, you are going to slip stitch as always, and then that is the end of round 4. So now to start working on round 5, we're going to start with our chain up of 2. And then the pattern for round 5 is going to be 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, then 2 double crochets. So in the first 3 stitches, I'm going to insert 1 double crochet only. And then in that 4th stitch, I'm going to insert 2 double crochets. And you're going to repeat that around doing 1, 1, 1, then 2. So at this point we have completed our 5 rounds, and that is going to be the crown of this hat. So when you're going to insert your hook into that chain up of 2 with a slip stitch to close round 5. So now to start working on round 6, we aren't going to be increasing at all. So we're always going to start with our chain up of 2. And then for this round, we're just going to be inserting 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way around. So no increases for round 6. So at the end of round 6, this is how your hat looks. You can see that it's forming nicely. It's nice and round. It's not really flat anymore. It's not wrinkled or anything like that. So to begin working on the rows with the mesh stitch, so for this you're going to chain up 2, and then you're going to insert 1 double crochet into that first space, and then you're going to chain up 1. You're going to add a chain up 1 on top of that double crochet. So then you're going to skip the next double crochet, and in that following double crochet you're going to insert 1 double crochet. So for this round, to do the mesh stitch, after each double crochet you're going to chain up 1, you're going to skip the next stitch, and then in that following stitch insert a double crochet plus chain 1. So I'm going to chain up 1, and then I'm going to skip my stitch, and then in that next stitch insert 1 double crochet, and then chain up 1 again, and keep repeating this all the way around. At the end of the round, you are going to insert your hook into the top of that chain 2 from the beginning, and then you're going to slip stitch. So at the end you should have 1 space in between those 2 last stitches, because remember we are going to be skipping our stitch. So you're going to insert your hook into the top of that chain 2 with the slip stitch, and then you're going to repeat this 2 more times for a total of 3 mesh rows. So to start, you're going to start with your chain up of 2 and then repeat the same thing. So you are going to insert your first double crochet on the top of that double crochet from the previous round, and then you're going to chain up 1, and then you're not going to be working in the spaces. You're going to be working directly on top of the double crochet stitches from the previous round. So you're going to insert your hook into the top of that double crochet with your new double crochet, and then always remember to chain 1 after that double crochet, and then repeat that going directly into the next stitch. We're not going to be working in the chain 1s. We're not working in the spaces. Like I said, we're just going directly into the double crochet stitch. Alright, so once you've completed your 3 rounds, this is how the work looks. So you just like to check your work as you go, just to make sure everything looks neat. And yeah, so we have our crown, and then we have our 3 rows of our mesh stitch. So for the next part, we are going to chain up 1, only 1 this time, and we're going to be working with single crochets. So for this round, you're going to insert a single crochet into the top of that double crochet from the previous round, and then you're also going to insert a single crochet into the chain 1 space as well. So you're going to go into that space with a single crochet, and then I'm going to go into the next double crochet stitch with a single crochet, and repeat that all the way around. So I'm going to go into this space, and I'm going to go into this stitch as well. So the next one is going to be into the space, the chain one space, and then you're going to go into the stitch. So you're going to repeat inserting one single crochet all the way around into the space and the double crochet stitches. Once you reach the end of the round, you are going to slip stitch into the top of that chain one from the beginning, and that is how you are going to close this single crochet round. And then to work on the next 2 rounds, you're just going to chain up one and repeat the same thing. So we are going to be inserting one single crochet in each stitch all the way around. So you're going to go into that first stitch, and then just keep inserting one single crochet all the way around, and you're going to repeat that twice. So at the end of this, you should have a total of 3 rounds of single crochets, and that is going to be the end of this hat. Now, a kufi is meant to be short, so at the end of your 3 rounds, if you want to try it on and see where it lays on your head, if you feel like it's too short, you can always add a couple more single crochet rows. But like I said, a kufi is not really, it's not a scully, so it's not supposed to be like, you know, longer. It is supposed to be a little bit on the shorter side, so just keep that in mind. But crochet is very versatile. If you want to do it however you want to do it, honestly, by all means, go for it. Have fun with it. But that is the end of this tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I'm so happy to be back and creating. I know I've been gone for a little while, but yes, I'm definitely back in my mode. So at the end of your rounds, if you want to just go ahead and weave in your short ends, cut them off, make it look nice and neat, and then you are done with your Kufi hat. To like this video, subscribe to my channel for more tutorials because there are going to be more coming soon. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok at Loving Haji. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this and engaging with me and just being patient with me, honestly. But yes, your crow sister is back. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video, okay? Love you guys. Bye.